And there's the notification. Alrighty, welcome back, folks. Y'all may recall that when I last left off, I came here to Stormvale. Because there was an item that I wanted to track down. I've since double-checked where that item is, and it's not in Stormvale, so that was a waste of time. But I do remember the item, which was kind of what I was going for. Sorry, I just want to check something while I'm thinking about it. I do have the FP to cast Blessing of the Erd Tree, right? Yeah, I do. How much of the ball does it take? Well, anyway, I believe the item I'm looking for is actually, like, over here. I'm looking it up. I know roughly that it's in these woods, but I didn't actually bother checking the map location, so... Hang on. Woodfolk Ruins. Okay, it is that. Should be right around there. Yeah, we're gonna knock out some preparation. I may wind up choosing to respec for this. Because I might need more mind to make my regen build work. Well, we're probably just going to give it a couple of tries at first. Just to see how things go. Oh, worm faces. Hope you're all doing okay. There's the icon shield. I always notice the weapons that they have in this game that you can't get. And one of them is just that stick that worm faces carry. Like, there's no reason that I should want that, but at the same time, why can't I get it? Why do worm faces get it, but not me? Here we are. Okay, we got the icon shield. Now we need to take a visit to a tower. Also, we already got the Blessed Dew, didn't we? Yes, we did. Forget where exactly this tower is. So this is Millennia's tower. It's probably also Miquella's because Morgott and Moog share a tower as well. But obviously we can't get Miquella's Great Rune until it's already been shattered. hand, we can get Millennia's Great Rune. And we can activate Mogs. There's not really any reason to, because I'm not doing any invading, but it's nice to have. And this is Rykard's tower, which we still can't access. Okay, we got Millennia's Great Rune, we got the Icon Shield. Oh, why do I still have that equipped? I can learn. I can use Golden Vow now. Oh. And we do technically still have some side questing to take care of in the manor itself. Where's the Temple of Iglay? There you are. You know what else? We're gonna take a second and put on the armor that we'll be wearing for Rykard. Because this armor gives us the highest fire resist of any set that we have access to. It's the second highest fire resist in the game, behind only the Fire Prelate set, which simply put, I don't want to farm for the Fire Prelate set. That sounds unpleasant. You can actually just roll up the lava there. It's slightly faster than walking around. I've never done it before, but it was as easy as it sounds. Dang. That's some spicy ground. We got the Man Serpent's Shield. Hello there. Downside to this regeneration build idea that I'm trying to put together is that we don't have the Old Lord's Talisman, which would massively improve how effective a regen build is.
I'm afraid I was something heavenly. I know, but I wish kill me. I thought free me.
Okay, we talked to Raya. We could give her the tonic of forgetfulness, but there's really no reason for us to do so. Because I would rather use it elsewhere, and besides, I'm okay with giving Araya a semi-decent ending, you know, before we burn the world to the ground. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to give Corin the funnier of his endings. I'm going to go and tell him about the tonic of forgetfulness. Right. Up there. I can never remember how to get here. Mountaintops of the Giants are a very empty section of the game for the most part. Mainly because they're supposed to be a ruin that never recovered from the war with the Giants.
Ah, nice. Do you need some? What is it will make so that I can put would that I could? It will make so that I can would that I could.
So yeah, this is kind of a funny thing. If you just tell him about the tonic of forgetfulness,
May the golden order.
then he just decides to get it. Shield. Sorry, I'm trying to remember where a certain item can be found. Ah, right.
Trade again. You will.
It may seem kind of weird that I've picked up 2 shields now for a single fight, but this one should hopefully make sense. So I just wanted a really light shield for the Red Thorn round shield, or for the I wanted a really light shield to use the Holy Ground Ash of War on. The Icon shield, on the other hand, gives healing over time. So we throw that on our offhand, or even on our back, and if you look in the top left, you can see the little indicator for continuous healing. So the basic idea for this fight, at least what I have in mind right now, is to crank up our fire resist with the armor and the strongest fire resist talisman that we can have right now. And get as much healing as we can get a hold of by tacking on the Godskin swaddling cloth. And then kind of just going for it. That's the basic concept that I have. Anyway. There's still one thing that we need to do before we do that fight, so... I'll switch back to a more standard setup. Let's go murder Diallos' brother. Hey, welcome to the stream, Dragon Monster. Doing alright. Just going to assassinate someone in order to get teleported to Riker. It was kind of funny, in my first playthrough, I could not for the life of me figure out where to enter Volcano Manor, so I just, after putting it off for ages, I just accepted that I would have to I just accepted that I would have to do the assassinations. There we go. Stream journey. It's going fine. I wouldn't call it much of a journey. I just do this for fun. Gives me an excuse to play video games several hours a day, guilt-free, and honestly, what more could I ask for? Okay. I'm guessing that booped Diallos from his placement in the Volcano Manor. I'm like 90% sure that he leaves once you've killed his brother. I think he might have left already.
You still... Well...
In which case... let's go and make a quick visit. Yeah, I'll got a new potentate yet?
Oh, have you heard? I think he seems... I don't even know good. He says, and since he's a coward, his smooth and silky hand, but I wish we had a... Dialis is smooth, but I wish we had...
How's it going, Dielos?
Oh, I have to say, as you see, left the volcano, even a fool like... Do you pity me? A fool I made. Do you pity me?
There you go. He gets a somewhat improved character once he leaves Volcano Manor. And we can't actually finish his quest line yet. Well, we might be able to. But we can't finish Jar Barons yet, so no reason to rush straight to finishing that up. Alright. Let's get our build together. Throw on the Blessed Dew. Actually, throw on Crimson Seed. I want to test this out, so this will probably take a few attempts. I just want to see how far we can get with most of our flasks still wrapped up in health boosts, just because we have so little FP that if I want to go with a fully spell-focused regen build, I'm gonna need to respec, and I've already respec'd a couple of times lately. Don't want to have to keep doing it. Crimson Burst and Opaline should do the trick. Also, up so many random weapons in the last little bit. Okay, throw that on. And that. Oh, that puts me up to heavy load. Shift to the Great Jar's Arsenal, or I could grab Erd Tree Favor +1. Even more than Millennia, this fight is probably going to be pretty terrible. Oh, I kind of forgot to unmemorize a couple of spells. Don't need Flame Grant Me Strength or Flame Cleanse Me. Might use any of these three, especially Blessing of the Erd Tree.
Well, I took you no matter to lay out your own.
I need to sell some wounds. Alright, +6 shield. I might be able to afford to buy a somber stone. We've only got up to somber 6s, so I can't do that. And it looks like if I wanted a somber 3 so that I don't have none, I would need 4,000 runes, which isn't really worth it. You know what? Even though I'm not using them for this fight, I'm gonna grab an extra crab. I just have a feeling that we're going to die a good bit during this fight. Why am I going in here? I just need to go tell Tanith that I've killed everyone, and then she'll warp me to Reichard.
Perhaps you are our lord. I see, but do know.
Oh, wait, I'm dumb. Nix that, I was about to put away the weapon
Perhaps
she gave me,
our
but
lord.
she doesn't give me a weapon.
Yes. Now, I will Farewell, then. May your visit be fruitful.
Get in a cheeky little touch grace. I might wind up using that. Alright, let's go for it. I hate doing this fight without the Serpent Hunter, but I think everyone else feels the same. Yeah, he has a habit of running away when you get up close. Too bad, though. It's just that he's got kind of changed it up. better than I thought it would. By, like, a lot. I expected that to be way worse. I've only fought him melee once, and it was actually worse than that somehow. Which is weird because I was using Black Flame Tornado, one of the best options for killing Rykard without the Serpent Hunter. In fact, I'd say that most people would probably consider it the best option.
Very well.
I love his dialogue here.
King has remedy. Together we will devour the very gods.
So we're off to a pretty good start. Alright, time to start running away, I think. Every so often you're seeing a large chunk of his health vanish. That is due to his that is due to my getting a frostbite drop. Well, this has actually gone way better than I expected. I'd say that went way better than I anticipated. I really thought that was going to be a lot worse than Millennia, but those frost procs just kind of carried us. I will say, I think the regen build was the right call, though. Like, everything we did to mitigate the damage we were taking for sure made a difference. I just probably didn't need to be as concerned as I was. Also, that's only one level from Rykard, which is insane. Alright, let's go tell Tanith that we killed her boss.
It's true. No. Defeat is not until then. I will leave. I suggest I will miss the champion I always was.
Now, cripes. Perhaps a tarnished, but for now, the demigod beast is a fine mess. But how else could it end? When? Well, goodbye, my friend.
Can say hi to everyone.
So, I harbour you no ill, even he was prepared. But any road, though we may, we hunted on, and with everything. Oh, greater will, hear my voice. I am the recusant Bernal, inheritor of my brother's will, and you will fall to my blade. We refuse to become your pawns. Consider this fair warning.
For the record, I don't think it's ever specified who his brother is.
I am the refused.
And honestly, I have no theories. I think his brother just probably doesn't show up in the game, but I'm sure someone has some theory claiming that a certain person is Bernal's brother. Also, this is kind of funny. You can still learn the skills that Bernal taught just from his sword. Anyway, let's go visit Raya. I don't think she's still around anymore. Or maybe she vanishes after We go and talk to her one last time. And you know, normally I would go through the rest of Volcano Manor to get a few items, especially the...
You're not with me, boy.
Especially the dagger talisman, but we can't critical hit with a torch, so why even bother? Also, I should put pots back on my left hand. Give me them oil pots. Gonna do a bit of a blitz through the remaining side quest stuff for this. Also, I totally forgot to snag a screenshot when we killed Rykard. Oh well, I'll get a screenshot when we take the Flame of Frenzy.
Oh, you again. A shame you had to see me like this. Oh, I had a bit of a slip-up, that's all.
He doesn't even look injured.
I should have stuck to what I know best. No matter. I know I can trust you. Gullible, yeah, make certain. Oh, it's nothing, it's just... makes me sick to see her all bent out of shape.
They will set you up on fire.
Where you belong. You're able then?
So I think now if I rest I can get his bell bearing. Wait, I can't? Well, I guess I'll go and visit Tanith then.
What is it? I have no need of that. I must continue devouring my beloved lord. Oh, allow me some... Our lord's carcass is vast, and not easily consumed. Dear Rykard, please, find purchase within me. I wish to be your serpent, your family, one day.
And now... Oh, hang on before I forget. Now, for the only side quest in the entire game, that requires you to kill an NPC who doesn't start a fight with you first.
Oh, you. Allow me some time. My lord, Rykard.
Okay. Did that. Yeah, now all that's left to do. Now our next step is to get the Flame of Frenzy, burn the Erd Tree, and clear Faramazula. I'll be leaving Ashen Capital until the end of the game, simply because, well, to be frank with y'all, okay, there are two reasons, not just one. The first reason is that I find it cinematic to have this idea of, oh, we're clearing... Oh my gosh. I couldn't climb that. What the heck? That's our first death of the stream. We didn't even die to Rykard. Oh, before I forget, I should put my Great Runes back in order. At least I never did spend a rune arc on Millennias. Anyway, I like the cinematics of making our throne secure before we sit on it, or in the case of the Frenzied Flame ending, doing all of our adventuring before we burn the world to the ground. So, yes, I am aware I still have Melina with me. I just want her to say her piece before I go and take the Frenzied Flame.
I have long observed the lands between. This world is in dire need of repair and death. Indiscriminate. Are you prepared to commit a cardinal sin? Very well. Tell me when you are fully prepared.
Ah, joke's on you, Melina. I'm gonna go and take the Frenzied Flame now.
go to the door. It will surely.
Big stretch. Sorry, I'm just snagging screenshots. I love that goofy little smile. Also, this is the only time in the game that you can be in this room, which I think is kind of neat. Anyway, I'm putting my clothes back on.
The flame of chaos has nestled within you. Could you please rest your hand upon me? Burn me with the flame to make me your maiden. Oh, it burns. My eyes, they're melting. Thank you. I have touched them. The words of the three fingers. As your maiden, allow me to divine them. All that there is came from the one great. Then came fractures, and births, and souls. But the greater will made a mistake. Torment, despair, affliction, every sin, every curse, every one born of the mistake. And so, what was borrowed must be returned, melted all away with the yellow chaos flame, until all is one again. Those who gave me grace howled without words, saying they wished they were never born. Become their lord, take their torment, despair, their affliction, every sin, every curse, and melt it all away. as Lord of Chaos. No more fractures. No more birth.
What's funny is that the main bad ending is the Frenzied Flame in this game, and yet it's basically identical, from what I understand, to a lot of the good endings in the Dark Souls games.
You have inherited the Frenzied Flame. A pity. You are no longer fit. Our journey together ends here. And remember, should you rise as the Lord of Chaos, I will kill you. As sure as night follows day, such is my duty. For allowing you the strength of runes. Goodbye, my companion. Goodbye, Torrent.
And now we have our long-term seal, which, to be fair, we would benefit a whole lot more from the other one, but don't worry about that.
Took you no matter. Lay out your arm. Are you having second thoughts? Might I have a word then? Your kind are meant to challenge them, to slay them, the demigods and their god. If you remain loyal to your calling, then no matter what you do, no matter what happens to me, I will never cease to smith your weapons. Until you have one to slay a god.
I do want to compare real quick. Incant scaling 218 versus 287. Yeah, no surprise there. But again, I'm not using this for heals. I've got red flasks for that. I don't really need to be a caster for it. Let's head to Crumbling Farum Azula. Also, we'll stick with flame trotting. Oh, moves. I didn't mean to get back up. Oh, I forgot to say hi to Shabriri before I did this. You know what's funny? Despite being one of the largest open world games most people have ever seen, there's a solid argument that Elden Ring is really only half open world. Because once you enter the last half of the game, you're just bouncing between isolated places. Oh my guys. I almost always die at that spot. Now, we've only got 3 bosses in Farum. Godskin Duo, Classy, and Malekith. Malekith is probably going to be fairly tricky. I don't think he's particularly vulnerable to fire. I don't know if he can be put to sleep. I'm guessing he probably can, but... Hey there, dragon. Yeah, I'm guessing that he probably can be put to sleep, but I'm not certain by any means. I can't actually remember if there's a reason for me to come down this way. No, there isn't. There really isn't. I don't need anything from this area. I don't know why I sent that down there either. Somberstone 4. You know what? Hang on. That means I can buy a couple of smithing or a couple of Somberstones that I hadn't already.
You burn in the round table, and if the earth in the round table, I'll stay at the. I must learn and see it. How could I call my?
Well, I should talk to Roderica as well. She should have updated dialogue now that I dealt with Dung Eater.
Take a look around. Don't worry. I'll continue, which is why his roots, he won't let his shackle, his high top.
Okay, I missed the updated dialogue as it relates to Dung Eater, who I keep wanting to call Dung Defender, but this is not Hollow Knight.
When you listen, I've always getting to challenge as long as you. It is what I wish.
Before I forget, let's go get Rykard's Great Rune as well. We can have the full set. It's kind of interesting how the left side of his rune looks like a serpent. I always imagined that the Great Runes warped to fit their holders after a time. Okay, let's talk Godskin Duo, since that's our next target. Oh, that is the wrong window. Godskin Duo. So, they are very vulnerable to sleep. 72 sleep buildup. So it'll take about 5 hits to proc. But yeah, with that in mind, our plan is mostly going to center on just inflicting sleep on one of them so that we can fight the other without having to worry about the first one. Now, with that said, they are fairly resistant to fire and a little bit resistant to strike, and we can't do anything about their strike resistance. But if we bounce back and forth a little bit between the Ghostflame torch and St. Trina's torch, that should be pretty doable. Alternatively, we could just ignore the fact that they're pretty resistant to fire, since again, we have the best weapon in the... we have one of the best weapons in the game for fighting them. Yeah, you know what? Let's just roll with it. Sorry, I just realized I wanted to fiddle with my loadout a little bit before we go in there. And yeah, let's get fire resist on here. Instantly. Nice. No, I went in there recklessly. Well, that went about as well as I should have expected. Nice. See, that's how it was supposed to go the first time. I'm not really that good at approaching this fight from the head-on direction, though. I don't think I've ever won it in one try from there. But yeah, as you can see, we put them to sleep very easily. Plassey drops 280,000 runes, while Malekith drops 220. I mean, they're both pretty good candidates for Golden Foul Feet, to be fair. Also, Plassey is immune to sleep. Malekith is not immune to sleep, but is very resistant. With that in mind, Plassey is also pretty dang resistant to Frostbite, which makes me feel like St. Trina's Torch is still the best option for him, because we can buff it with oil pots. While Malekith will probably be a Ghostflame torch situation. And this is a talisman that we'll never use. I hit A so many times. How did I die? How did I not manage to quit out there? Game. What the crap? The thing is, they've added a bit of a delay to quit outs, which makes it so awkward, because you kind of just have to get to that last screen and then mash the absolute crap out of the A button. They put these things a really long ways back from where they normally are. Bye, Mr. Crucible Knight. I'm just gonna leave you do your thing, man. Honestly, I don't really have a beef with you. Also, I do wonder why exactly the Godskin duo are here. I've never really been able to pinpoint a connection between the duo and Farah Missoula. And the dog jumps down a cliff. I just realized I'm going completely the wrong way. But you know what? Let's go and have a jolly old fight. Wait, why did I pass time? Let's go and have a jolly old fight with Alexander. Alex, because I respect and appreciate you, I'll make this quick.
Ah, I see you finally made it here yourself. The city hanging in the air is slowly crumbling. What an incredible place we find ourselves. But that aside, I can't believe you felled that giant. It was practically a god. I doubt there's another soul out there who could have done the same. Of course, I count myself the great Alexander among many, which means I've but one thing to ask of you. Would you kindly undertake my ordeal? Come and tell me when you're ready. I've been longing to fight a warrior as accomplished as you.
Alex, it's been an honor.
Ready then? Then let us begin. I am the great Jar Warrior. I am Alexander. Lend me strength, O warriors.
I'm sorry, Alex.
Victory was impossible. This vessel was found lacking.
I've got torches. Maybe I can seal up those cracks again.
My thanks. I knew you were the stuff of champions. It was a marvelous battle. I implore you, take what I bequeath from inside me. All vessels are destined
Why is he
to one day
glowing?
break. But the great Alexander lived as a
Oh
warrior till
wait,
his
I think I
last.
buffed him with Golden Vow. Because we weren't in a fight situation. I'm sorry, Alex. I'm doing all quests. Now I'm not going to try to do the skip that's up here. Because while it's a really cool skip, I'm really bad at it, and I don't feel like adding a bunch of deaths to save time when I would then just have to backtrack to the area that I skipped in order to reach Placidius Axe. Mr. Dragon. Bye, Mr. Dragon. Jeez, they're really just blocking me, aren't they? Welcome to the stream, Rafkin and Lastborn. Good to have y'all. Sorry, I'm busy running past enemies, all of which are carrying rather large weapons. Thank you for the hydrate, Lastborn. Why did I send that back down? Okay, you know what? I'm going to go fight the Draconic Tree Sentinel that's up here. Thought I'd pick this up. We're not going to Malekith yet. If we did that, it would forcibly teleport us out of Farum and into Ashen Capital, which to me feels like breaking the region lock, even if I am kind of loose with those rules. So, instead, we are off to go fight Placidius Axe. Who again can't be put to sleep, but is still reasonably vulnerable to fire. and not very vulnerable to frostbite, which to me says that St. Trina's torch with oil pots is a good tactic. And again, to anyone watching the VOD who thinks that using oil pots invalidates this torch-only run, you are absolutely free to do it, to do the run yourself and not use them. And I think that it makes it more fun and interesting. I just realized the reason my volume was so high, I still had it turned up from Rykard's cutscene. Oh. Time to enter the storm beyond time. And fight Elden Lord from an age before the Earth Tree. I love how our guy just somehow knew to do that. Like, why would you lay down there? Also, I find that I tend to get caught by Plassey's fire attacks more than his lightning attacks, so I'll probably put the fire resist talisman on. Especially since this armor is already pretty dang good for physical resist. It's iffy, but it's kind of just a toss-up. Well, I guess I can keep that around in case I wind up feeling like the physical resist isn't enough. Oh my gosh, why can't I roll anything? Yeah, I deserve that. I was fighting bad there. Like, just so bad. Alright. 84 deaths. Oh, wait, what the... Accidentally set my... Really? Why does it do this sometimes? Accidentally full screened my OBS. The lack of a stake of America for Plassey will never fail to be annoying, because frankly, while it's not as bad as some of the walkbacks in earlier Dark Souls games from what I understand, this is still an annoyingly long walkback. It's not like I have to meaningfully dodge enemies is the thing. Like, if there were real obstacles between me and retrying this boss, I would hate it. But... yeah, I would hate it, but I wouldn't question it nearly as much. Welcome to the stream, B. did that hit me? Seriously? Keep hitting me. What? I hate trying to fight him purely melee as well. It just takes so long because he's constantly teleporting away. Send that down. Since a lot of what I'm doing right now is focused on buffing fire damage, I think it's a good idea switch to the fire cracked tier. Also, I will say, short of Millennia, Classy was the hardest boss to do at room level 1. So I was forcing myself to do pure melee for that run, since I always had some sort of sidearm. Screw it. I need to clean that hotbar up. I tried to get the heal off. I was in a position where I couldn't get to the safe zone right in front of his legs, but I couldn't get away far enough to avoid the attack, so the only chance I had was healing. Told y'all the run would slow down past Lindell. The bosses are harder. And I'm not always as good at fighting them. Also, I just swapped to the Crimson Amber Medallion because I just feel like my healing's not keeping up with Plassey's damage. And that's my general strategy for Plassey, is just face tank when you can't successfully dodge. And if you tank well enough, you win. He's got 26,000 health, but what is 26,000 health against 12 heals? And the answer is usually more than enough, but you know what? Don't question it. You know, that would have been a lot more satisfying if I hadn't managed to lose 100,000 runes during one of my earlier deaths. Anyway, welcome to the stream, Bob. Alright, there we go with Plassey. I honestly think my change of talisman did very little there. It's just a matter of whether I played intelligently, which for most of the earlier fights I didn't. $1,200 more. Wait, since when do I have 16 dexterity? Oh no, I accidentally managed to put a point of that into dex instead of faith. Well, I'm not going to go and respec just for that, even if it feels like a bit of a waste. And to be fair, if I was still actively using the steel wire torch, it does have better dex scaling than strength scaling. I just wish it didn't clash so hard with the other torches. Anyway, next is Malekith. I think I'll probably see more use for jump attacks than charged attacks. Come to think of it, I should... Hang on. Questionable, but I'm going to put on the Crimson Burst here. Oh, I almost forgot something important. We never finished Geraint's quest. I was about to lock myself out of some cool, unique dialogue that you get if you go into this fight having finished Geraint's quest.
It is all consumed. Still, I am not sated. Not nearly sated. America! Is this what it is to sin? Will things never be the same again? Tarnished. My thanks for thy long labor. But I have done all I can in this land. Henceforth, mine appetite shall be my sole companion. Farewell.
Goodbye, Geraint. You're a very good doggo, I hope you know that. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure you don't. Oh, there is actually one more thing that I should do while I'm thinking about it. Let's go kill Bernal. Death Root. Cool. Now that we got that, we are going to use none of it. Bye, guys. I'm just trying to think. In this fight, in this stream, we've cleared Rykard and Placidius Axe, and we're about to go after Malakath. Assuming we beat Malakath this stream, which we should, because I have way more practice against Malekith than I can even hope to justify after the tools only run. I think that'll be 3 Remembrance bosses in one stream. Assuming we don't get to any of the Remembrance bosses in the DLC first. Alright. Let's go after Malekith.
Become my blade once more.
I always find it funny that they do that little cutaway so they didn't have to figure out how to make the hilt appear in his hand. Because the hilt of his sword now is very different from the hilt of the Syncadia that he was packing before. Oh, death, become my blade once more. I should, assuming I play this smart, get a stun. Oh, nice. I probably could have gotten a golden foul foot in there too. And I probably should have, but oh well. And just like that, the Rune of Death is unbound.
The Rune of Death is unbound.
It's 159 of the 165 base game bosses cleared.
By death's dark fate. But the flames will also burn the impenetrable thorns. Farewell it is then. You'll be Elden Lord yet.
No. I'm actually planning on the Frenzy Flame route, so I will not be Elden Lord. I love how this is what has become of the closest approximation I could achieve to Elmo in Elden Ring. I've never been sure if the Erd Tree leans more after you burn it. I don't think it does, because I imagine that would be an absolute nightmare to code. Having to come up with fully new textures rather than just putting a variation on the existing one, but there we go. Okay, well, now that we've done that, it's time to neglect the lands between for a while in order to head into the DLC. Again, I kind of just want the Flame of Frenzy to bully the last few NPC-style bosses in the game. I want to use Madness on Gideon and Fia's champions, as well as Leda. Shouldn't need to stop in this tower here, as I can't do critical hits, meaning the critical hit attack boost talisman won't do me any good. So, what bosses do we have to clear now? Got a Ghostflame Dragon, the Black Jail Knight, Chief Bloodfiend, Swordmaster Onze. The Lamenter in Lamenter's Jail kind of scares me, I'm gonna be honest. Because he actually has an insta-kill ability, something that I never realized on my initial playthrough. Bellarat Jail, Bellarat, and Relana. It's kind of nice that they organized this pretty similar to how I would have done it. You know what? Let's start with the Black Jail Knight. Don't know how well it's going to go, but I know where it is, and that's nice. Actually, we're into Skibbity now. I should probably check where to find the Skadooshas. Shoot. Skibbity Fragments. And Revered Spirit Ash. Okay, stop there, there, and there. That one's deceptive, it's down below. Yeah, we'll start with a quick loop there. Here. Here and here are our first few stops. I'm not putting any restrictions on the number of Skibbity fragments I get. I'm using torches for primary. I'm turning on the fan. It's getting very hot in here. Thing is, my PC is a better source of heat than the actual vents. So trying to stay cool in this apartment can be sort of a challenge when I'm streaming. Okay, we'll head north. Also, there is another helmet that I want to try here in the DLC, which means we'll be experimenting with some fashion once I get it, but that won't be until we reach the Shadow Keep. Also, I do plan to kill this thing. I don't plan to kill it legitimately, because frankly, even though it is absolutely possible, it sounds terrible having to beat this thing down with any torch. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait to fight it until I've got a hefty fire pot. The kind that does like 3 billion damage to those guys. And then I will beat it until it's on the ground with a torch and throw the fire pots into its head. Because it's just not worth it. There are 2 of those that have items that I want, and they are 100% possible, and I absolutely refuse to do them legit when I can't critical hit them.
Lady Leda spoke of you. You're that tarnished. Guided here by kindly Mikola. Won't we all? I am Freya. I once fought alongside General Radahn. In battle, you can be sure I'll hold my own. Oh, another thing. Did you speak to our dour little friend? If you've yet to do so, have him give you a map of the Cross's whereabouts. You'll find more of them dotted about these lands. They are Mikola the Kind's footprints.
Actually, they're places that he chopped
If
off
you've yet to
portions
do
of
so,
his body.
Be sure to have our dour little friend, assuming you intend.
Fie. Another. Treading the heels of Mikola. Then, as that woman would surely say, but understand, the Earth Tree is my... I believe Mikola's apology, but never will. And yet, if Mikola it is whom these... I urge you, as long as you...
I don't know if we ever even claimed to be following Mikola. I think we just show up and they assume that if we got here by way of Mikola, we must be aligned with his purposes. Okay. Nothing over there. So like I said, we're just gonna start by going around getting the fragments that we can. If we run into a boss, then I'll probably just fight it, but otherwise... Bellarat. Fun thing, the other day, I think I posted... The other day, I came up with a theory relating specifically to these guys. The Empyrean Blood Virgins. Basically, these things grow because they were watered by the blood of Mikola. But you know what else was watered by the blood of Mikola, according to various lore items in-game? The frickin' Caelid tree. The entire Caelid tree grew because Mikola watered it with his blood. And that leads me to wonder... if the Caelid tree is some kind of giant blood virgin, or fully grown blood virgin. Which is concerning, because Empyrean blood virgins are the key ingredient in an item called the Bewitching Branch. Or the Charming Branch. Which is used to afflict a large number of people with a charm that makes them friendly towards you. Which means it's entirely possible that Miquella was growing the Caelid tree in order to make a giant bewitching branch, in essence. Hey, Ansbach, you're the best.
You must be the Tarnished. I am Ansbach. Formerly in service to Lord Moog, but now, like you, another soul guided by kindly Miquella. I'm hardly the steady hand I once was. My fighting days are far behind me, which is why I have chosen to dedicate myself to investigation, to discern tender Miquella's ultimate purpose. I'd rather not volunteer service to a new master unless I know that I can be of use. May I request a service of you? 6 crosses identical to this one have been discovered in these lands. They are akin to tender Miquella's footprints, or gravestones, which mark what he's left behind. If you discover any more crosses, be certain to tell me. I presume you, too, are keen to know just what kind Miquella is doing here. If you discover, be certain to... I presume you just what...
Hello there. Together, we work together. Many things. I for you, things. I for you, thing.
Nice. Alright. Head up the hill here. There's another skibbity fragment up this way. Then we'll probably try to deal with the bosses on the gravesite plains before I go after the ones in Belor, before I go after the Dancing Lion and R'Lana. Especially since I really dislike fighting R'Lana, and I'm really bad at fighting both her and the Dancing Lion. I genuinely believe that R'Lana is more... that R'Lana, in terms of technical difficulty, is the hardest boss in the DLC. She's not the one you're most likely to die to. Not by a good bit. But I would say she's the most difficult. She hits like a truck, she moves really weird, she covers distance, she's very fast and aggressive. She's basically Millennia Light, and given how many times I died to Millennia, you can probably see why I'm trying to avoid rushing to R'Lana. There's that. There's the one by Tiolier. I think that's all of them that I can get without going into any of the mini dungeons. Torrent. You know what? Before I forget, we're gonna duck around here real quick. There is a nice little cookbook that we want from down here. Honestly, once we get our skibbities, I think we'll do one boss to hit 160, because that's a nice round number. Then we'll call it for the night. Honestly, I'm kind of glad that I don't have to do any of the forges for this, because none of the forges, as far as I recall, end in bosses. I'm pretty sure they all end in, whatchamacallit, just an item. They're puzzles for specific valuable items. Usually valuable anyway. How's it going, Tiolier?
You the Tarnished. Lady led us both another Tarnished. Guided here by Miquella the Kind. My name is Tiolier.
Well, Tiolier, I'm trying to set you on fire.
So, well, here's to new beginnings, I suppose. Well, I'm as weak as I've always been. I'm afraid the... Sorry.
Yeah, he doesn't really have anything that I want. Okay, I think that's all of the skibbities that are out and about. Oh, I should get that revered spirit ash there as well. All the way over here. I'll put the indicator here so that I can run straight up to it. So, in terms of some of the stuff that we're going to be encountering, a lot of the bosses in the DLC, particularly the Remembrance bosses, are immune to sleep, which is annoying and doesn't always make a ton of sense. Personally, I would argue that Radon should be explicitly vulnerable to sleep, rather than Scarlet Rot, which is his main weakness. And I don't really understand why dragons tend to be immune to sleep. I have seen multiple dragons getting their EP on. I got in one quick hit before I warped away. Yeah, I've seen multiple dragons get their Eep on. So I don't know why dragons tend to be immune to sleep. Knight of the Solitary Jail. 70,000 runes. Oh dang, he's very resistant to sleep. And madness. Why is he so resistant to sleep and madness? I'm thinking Ghostflame is probably the way to go with this guy. My birds, I kindly request that you leave me alone, because frankly what I'm doing here has nothing to do with y'all. gosh, why do I keep jumping into his... keep jumping into his jump attacks. I used all of my flasks there. However, we did get a really nice set of armor, to be fair. I actually kind of want to test that. I know for a fact that it's one of the heaviest sets in the game. It just doesn't look as good paired with the veteran set as Radahn's set does. I like that they both have white fur trim on them. Anyway, that might be where we call it. There are a couple other things that we could totally do. It's just a question of whether we want to do them immediately. Yeah, here, I'll show y'all the full set, because the full set is pretty frickin' cool. Even if it's too heavy for me to use, but like, this is a classy set. However, I am just really kind of fond of the set that we've been running for a while. Other than the specific things that I'm considering swapping for. Yeah, the black just doesn't go as well with the gray. Oh, that's his nose. Look, Elmo is supposed to have a very prominent orange nose. And this is Torch Lord Elmo. You know what? I do want to do one more fight. Because it's right there. Yeah, so holy is for sure the way to go. Oh, and it gives a somber ancient stone. That'll be handy. I've only got one of those right now. I'm kind of surprised that they still have dragon hearts, to be honest. Because, well, they're skeletal. I'd assumed that the heart would have burned away in the Ghostflame with the rest of the flesh. You imagined a smaller thing? I'm holding back such an inappropriate joke here. I'm starting to invest a bit more in strength. No. It's a perfectly good place to store your mind. Yeah, I'm starting to invest a bit more in strength because once we reach the Cerulean coast here, actually, come to think of it, does the Lamenter... So, one of the bosses that they include here is the Lamenter in the Lamenter's jail. But I don't know of a way to get to the Lamenter's jail without passing through the Cerulean coast. And that makes me wonder if I should count that as... Like, personally, I would count it as part of the Cerulean coast. But I'll do some double checking and see if I can find... I'll try and see if there's a way to access the Lamenter's jail without passing through the coast, because if we could, I would absolutely love to, since it would give us access to our next torch, and give us a reason for all of the extra investment in strength that I'm doing. But with that said, we've got a few bosses that we're going to need to take care of. One of them we'll need to get down here to the river for. Yeah. Come to think of it. So, the Chief Blood Fiend is in a cave somewhere down here on the riverbed. We can get there without leaving the gravesite plane. I don't know if we can get to the Lamenter without leaving the plane. There's Demi-Human Swordmaster Onze in Bellarat Jail, which is just up here somewhere. Or maybe it's over here. I think it's over there. And then there's the Dancing Lion in Bellarat. And Relana up here in Castle Ensis. That's this area. There are fewer bosses in each of these areas than there usually were in other areas. Also, this whole section, which is... Why am I suddenly unable to remember the section? This is a separate city, and we don't unlock it until the very end of the DLC, so it doesn't count. Now it's gonna bug me. Anir Elim. Yeah, right now, what I'm thinking, and this is not the perfect setup, but a large portion of the bosses in the DLC are in Skidoo Altus. It's by far the most densely packed area in the DLC. But it also blocks off access to several other areas. We can't get to the ruins of Rawa or Skidoo View or the Abyssal Woods without going there first. Which means I'm kind of leaning toward heading, as stupid as it is, to the Jagged Peak once we finish the Gravesite Plain. Because I really don't want to deal with... Or I'd really like to get a hold of another torch now that we're into the DLC, and I'm pretty sure that requires us to go through the Jagged Peak. Also, Cerulean Coast is a good bit easier than well, pretty much anything from Skidoo Altus on. Although, to be honest, for the most part, it's going to be just the main bosses, the Remembrance bosses, that cause us problems in the DLC. Most of the others aren't too bad. Anyway, we'll figure it out. And in the meantime, I think we'll just leave it where we are.
In battle.
So yeah. Thanks everyone for being here. Should be able to make some good progress next time. Until we hit the Dancing Lion and Rolana, both of whom I dread having to fight. Especially since Rolana stands in water and her area is almost constantly rainy, and she presumably has pretty high magic resist, which is going to make it difficult to do much damage to her. Oh, I am so much more worried about her than anything else in Gravesite Plain. I can't even express it. Anyway, thanks everyone for being here. I like the progress we made. I look forward to picking up with it on Monday. I don't know if I'll be streaming Tuesday because I believe that's Christmas Eve. Might be doing some family stuff. And actually I might be doing some family stuff on Monday now that I think about it. Yeah, I'm probably doing some family stuff on Monday, so I'll figure it out. I'll send any updates in the Discord. Anyway, thanks everyone for being here. Thank you for the G's, Bob. I appreciate y'all. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Later, folks. Have a good one in Shadowing of the Erd Treeing. Bye.